Maintenance phases are the best. That's what it is. Balkan's dead and everything's shite. Just don't even train at this point.
End of
Welcome to the
podcast.
podcast, everyone. Yes. Welcome back to the Natural Physique podcast. We've got everyone here for this week. We're going to be discussing some different topics, having a little bit of a chat, a little bit of catch up, as usual. Sorry if you can hear a little bit of a in the background. I've got my boots on. I was going to show you them, but you can't see them. They're underneath the desk.
Have you
Who's
tried
your
walking
boots?
around in them yet?
I haven't, no, have you?
No.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me a story about it. Just ends there.
I
I
just
may try
thought,
it on the live on the podcast.
go on.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
for it. Go for it.
fuck that. Absolutely fuck that. But how's everyone been? I'll wait to Finn, you go last because you're eating. Noah, you're top left for me. How we doing? How's
We're all,
things?
we're all good. Is this the first one of the new year?
It is, yes. Well, happy New
Mhm.
Year, everyone. Woo.
Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year.
Happy 2026. Um, hey,
Wait,
fuck all changed. There you go.
Hey,
Hold
Yeah.
on, I'll
another new year.
last year I changed my background for
The
a little.
Moby
We're
photo.
not gonna do that one. Yeah, nothing's really changed. I think I went to see a movie. That's about it. I
Oh,
went
we
to see
can discuss
Marty.
Marty Supreme, what our thoughts are.
Have you seen it?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you
Finn
did see
and
it.
I have seen it.
Yeah,
Finn didn't
yeah,
like
yeah.
it.
So I went to see Marty Supreme on Sunday, I think it was, or on whatever day it was. That was class. But fuck all, I don't know, fuck all's changed. It's
Business is booming, training's going well.
yeah, just the usual though. I feel like I'm in a bit of a boring position just now. Like everything's sound.
you're in a very good position though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
Yeah, but like,
that's
it
like
feels
I'm
boring
not getting
because
any
it
good
is so
sitting like right
consistent and
home.
so
If the
yeah.
best thing I've got is I went to the cinema, then it's a bit, it's not exactly the most
no, but
exciting.
that's quite nice when you're just in a good like routine
Yeah.
and like going to the cinema is just like oh
Yeah,
sound like. But other than
Yeah,
that,
but
you're
you
nailing everything. Like it's
you
good.
had like five new startups, like the visa might be on and shit like that. Like
oh
that
yeah.
that is but because that's normalized here right now, that's sick. The fact that that's just like, oh, that's
I'm not.
business as usual, you
I'm
know?
not. I'm not getting myself too fucking hyped about that though. I put that on my
No.
close friends, and
And now Josh has outed it to the
yeah.
world.
Oh,
Now
God, told everyone.
Josh has told all five people that watch this podcast.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a possibility one of the visas will work,
Yeah.
but again, I'm not getting all my hopes up. And then when I go and apply for it, and I get fucking turned down. I'll do my sell in and then not compete. But I think all I'll need to do is get Finn to like write a contract or something, and then they should accept it. I
Yeah.
think I think I need to have the business owner like sign something that says this was how much was brought in or whatnot to like as proof. I don't know how much they're gonna take. The visa situation's a pain in the arse. So
Yeah.
we'll see. But in the next 5 months, you might see me singing and dancing on the podcast. You might see me tanning my wrist live.
Hanging for a
We'll,
tree.
we'll, we'll figure out what goes on. But yeah, aside from that, mate, nothing. What about you, Matt?
All good.
Um, yeah, kind of same old. Business is getting busier, which is good, really good. I think it was like an accidental boom because I announced the price increase. So I was going to increase my prices for the season anyway. And then me and Finn had a chat. And he was like, yeah, you know what? You're just better announcing it. You might get some people sort of jumping in early and had a load of people jumping in. So that was really good to see. And it's nice being busier again because there was like I was still working every day, but compared to what I had been doing, it just felt like I wasn't doing anything
So
because
strange, isn't it?
it gone
It's
from like
nice to be a
such a
little bit
high.
more relaxed, but then you're also like, what the fuck do I do here?
Ours is even like for Matt, it's different as well, though, and it's very, very like it's very seasonal. And no matter how busy you are, no matter how good you are, still gonna have that bit of a lull, like
Mm.
when the shows aren't on. Like December, January, maybe November, December. You're
Yeah,
gonna
I'd
be
say
quiet.
November, December.
You
In
are gonna be
January,
quiet.
everyone's starting prep for maybe early shows and people are wanting to get in and that's when it starts to pick up
It's
again.
like
But
people think like, okay, New Year's kind of hit. I'm competing this year. Let's
Yeah.
go. Especially those guys who are maybe competing in like May time, because realistically, that's only about 20 weeks. So they'll be starting prep. So people have said, okay, when prep starts, I'll start the posing. So that's why that kind of like big influx kind of happened. But it is good. It is good being busier. It's just like trying to figure out. I'm almost like trying to plan ahead, and like what I want my days to look like within prep because how I structured things last time There's no way I can do that with prep on
Very
top of it.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like
That's
I
the
was
thing, you
waking
don't
up.
have like check-ins in the morning and then that's you done and then like calls or different times in the day and you obviously
It's
you
like
can
I was
plan
getting
that
up at
ahead.
like 6 o'clock. I'd maybe have like 4 calls from 7 till 10 or 11, and then I was going to the gym, and then coming home, got evening calls, and then I'd be like trying to squeeze in the check-ins on top of that. And it's like, where the fuck to do steps, where to do cardio and stuff, even meal prepping. So it's like trying to have a bit of a better structure to my day to still not like prioritize my own bodybuilding, but just make sure it doesn't take a big hit, pretty much. So yeah, kind of just like planning ahead for that. And other than that, moved into my new bedroom. This is now my actual bedroom. And
Nice.
it used to just be an office, so it's like trying to make it look nice and
Which
stuff.
room
And
is
got
that?
like my trophies
Which,
and stuff.
which one is it compared to when I stayed?
This is when you stayed in.
Oh,
I
is
know
it?
it. Yeah.
That the one
This
we
is
put you at the bed, Finn.
We shared a bed, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
is this the one that you've always recorded it in?
Yeah.
I was
But
gonna say it looks like I was gonna
a
say
spare
you've moved
bedroom.
room and house, every room just fucking identical, but
Why have you had
that's
to move in there then?
So one of the guys has moved out, and the guy who was in this room before is moving back into the house, but he is going to move into the other guy's room. So then it just made sense for me to move in here and keep the other one as like a spare bedroom.
Yeah.
So I had to like pack up everything. I thought like, oh, it's going to be difficult working and sleeping in the same room, but because of where the desk is, it's like this is just the office pretty much. And
Yeah.
then
It's like looking out
I
the
won't
window as
sleep.
well, aren't you?
Yeah, I've
So
got the
it's
window and
like, yeah.
everything. So it's actually not been too bad, and I've just been trying to make it look nice and stuff. So that's been fun. And then training's been going well. Body's just feeling very beat up. Like I haven't had time off the gym, and I went back, and it was like August time when I went to Greece. So body's just been sort of like it's like the physique is just kind of looking like a little bit tired, a little bit more watery, and I was just like, okay, it aligns perfectly with me going away this weekend. So 6 days, complete rest day food, should get me back to normal. So that's pretty much it.
where are you going for the viewers and what's the plans?
I'm going to Amsterdam. So there is the rugby
Yeah.
team that I support is playing a match on the Sunday away. So we just decided to make a full weekend of it and go enjoy it. But with the weather, we're kind of like, oh, is it going to snow? Is the flight going to be delayed? Like, what's going to happen? But it looks like it's going to be grand. So yeah, going to Amsterdam, leaving Friday morning, coming back Monday afternoon. So looking forward to that.
Will you partake in inhaling a certain plant?
No comment.
That's fair. I mean, it's legal there, isn't it? So who cares?
Yeah, it's not something I do, but yeah, I'm not going to say anything.
It's not harmful either, unless you get the munchies and just binge your life away and
Yeah, on rest day food,
fuck your
that wouldn't be
prep.
Come back like 10 kilos.
Yeah.
good.
Sorry, Tim, it wasn't me, it was a weed. Finn, yourself, how's things?
All good, mate. Thank you. It was New Year's. So what did everyone do for New Year's?
Fuck all.
Nothing. Stayed in the house.
Nice. Did we all stay up to the bells? The bells. Remember the bells? Ah,
I
good
was
time.
asleep by
That was last
11.
year that we spoke about that.
I accidentally stayed up for the bells.
What, were you just working, grinding so hard that you worked
No,
till
no, no. We went to, that's when we went to watch Marty Supreme, New Year's
okay,
Eve
okay.
night. And then basically, like, the plan was, and I mean, to be fair, since we got back from Thailand, like, we have both, like, me and Meg, been very busy, like, with, like, getting back home, Christmas, trying to get Christmas presents sorted, getting on top of work, because I had a week off in Thailand, so then I was, like, back on top of work. Basically, just was busy between that time. So I was supposed to book somewhere for New Year's Eve night to go for food, and we just didn't. We just didn't. I didn't, basically.
Nice.
So we went to cinema, and then we were like, right. I was like, one, we just go back. Like, I don't mind. We'll just have like whatever we've got in. I think we had like chicken and rice or steak and rice, like sound. Or we go and like we try and find somewhere. We were like, oh right, Sam, we'll go Zzz's because Zzz's quite nice. It's in like Derby. There's like a shopping centre. They got there, it just closed. We're like, fuck's sake. So then we looked at like pubs and stuff, and she was like, oh, there's one here that's like top rated. It wasn't. It was sponsored. Top rated on TripAdvisor. The Merlin. So you know, like those Green King pubs that are
Drinking IPA.
just like a chain, like a Green
Yeah.
King pub, yeah. So we drove up to it and I was like, this is gonna be shit. I was like, it's a Green King pub. She was like, it's top rated. I was like, I guarantee this is not top rated. It was like literally the Derby County football pub because it was like 2-minute walk from the stadium. And
Right.
like it wasn't too busy to be fair, but like we got food and it was shite. Like I got steak and mine wasn't awful, but like Meg's was pretty shite. So like that was funny to be fair. It wasn't like we weren't really bothered. And then by the time that we'd done all that and like pissed about trying to find somewhere to eat, it was like 10:30 by the time we got back. And then we were like chatting about like what we want to do in 2026, like from like a relationship standpoint and like living and stuff. Because obviously at the minute we're kind of living between two places and driving and shit. So we were just chatting, and then it was like 11ish, and we were like, right, we'll go to bed and we'll watch the fireworks. You know, like the Big Ben fireworks and the London Eye,
Yep.
and watch that in bed. So it was quite nice. But yeah, other than that, went to the Cube, which I would recommend. We should do it. Us four should do it. That'd be a good laugh.
Yeah, get content done.
Yeah, that
I've
would be
seen
sick.
this is just completely copying them, but the Flop Gear podcast, Tim, Christian, and is it Jake Watts?
Yeah.
I think they went and done something and like
They
included
did
that
like
in the
ice
episode.
skating and stuff, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was funny.
worked out that like just as I was getting home, like that's when I stopped listening to the podcast because it was when I was driving. But yeah, we visited the Cube where I was doing that zombie thing and
Yeah.
Noah wanking off. No, it was me wanking off and Noah hitting a Mensa and dancing. That was good.
Yeah, the Cube was
Marty
good.
Supreme. Sorry, quickly. What didn't you like about that? Because that shit was absolute peak.
I
I
thought
thoroughly enjoyed it.
because the reviews were so good, I expected it to be way better than it was. It was a decent film. It wasn't like this is so good. He was good. Yeah,
Yeah,
like Timothy Chalamet, he was sick. Other than that, why was
he was order farming. That's true order farming. Like
yeah, he was.
that was a definition.
He was awesome, yeah. But other than that, what was so good about it?
Table tennis. I
No,
love
but
table
the
tennis. It was
table tennis
right good.
did
The
at any
Japanese
point.
guy was so
Wait.
cool.
At any point, did you not know what was going to happen? I feel like in every table tennis game, it was so obvious what was going to happen. It was obvious the Japanese guy was going to win. Sorry, guys, I'm spoiling the film.
I haven't
Yeah.
watched it.
Nah, but like
It
there's
was obvious
multiple
he was
games
going
with
to
the
win.
Japanese guys, so
Later on,
yeah,
it
and
was
then
obvious
the
that
game where they
Marty was
played.
like, I just felt like I knew what was happening. Like,
Yeah.
that's why I don't know. I think, you know, when you go into a film and the reviews are so good, my hopes, I had very high hopes. And
See, I
it was
didn't
like,
even know there was. I
disappointing.
didn't even know it existed until I think you mentioned it or Noah
Yeah.
mentioned it, and Noah called it 40 Supreme. So that's when I was like, I'm watching that. That gave me a good giggle. But
So, yeah, the
yeah, I thought it
reviews
was really
were,
good. Jude and I turned up to the movies a little bit late. Funnily enough, me being a little bit late, and we went in. We are like, oh, we find we've still just the last few ads, and then it'll be starting. So we walk in, and it started, and he's just getting his hole straight away. Brilliant. The movie's going well. And then there's just like mad shit happening left, right, and center. Jude and I are wetting ourselves. We went into this movie thinking it's just a guy playing table tennis, and that was my like idea of it. And then all this other shit starts happening. So it was like I didn't know what was going
that's,
to
yeah.
happen.
So,
So I
like,
was
I
like, this
get
is
that. Yeah.
fucking brilliant. Like
Yeah.
it was one of the most enjoyable like cinema experiences that I'd had just because we had no clue what it was. We literally
You had
started
low
this movie.
expectations and it
Yeah.
was good. Yeah. I was the opposite. I had like really high expectations and it was decent. And I was like,
Yeah.
like I thought it would have been better. The Housemaid's good. We went and watched that. That was when we were
Yeah.
supposed to watch Marty Supreme, but it wasn't on. That was good. But yeah, speaking of that, we were late, but we literally got there at the same time, like you just said, like when they were having
Yeah.
sex at the start. But like it was right at the end of that scene, so I didn't really know what was going on, but like, I kind of
Yeah.
guessed from like right at the end. And we sat down. There was three seats. It weren't our seats, but there's three seats. Like as we walked in, we're like, oh, just sit here. And then so Reese and Reese's mum also were at that showing, and I was like
Yeah.
looking for him, and I was like, I can't see him. And then me and Meg were like, this is definitely we're in their seats. She was like, where are they? I was like, I guarantee they're later than us because we were late like by what 20 minutes or 25 minutes, whatever. But like we knew we wouldn't be that far off with the advert. And I was like, we're in their seats. And like 10 minutes went by. Like they were so late. And then they just
That's
walked in.
brutal. Like missing the full start. I don't
Yeah,
mind like the very
they
start, but
missed like probably 10, 15 minutes. And then they just walked in and were stood like looking at the seat numbers. And we were like, and it was like this in Derby, it's an Odeon, but like the seats are like literally recliner seats. You go all the way back, you've got
yeah.
like it was sick. So we were just laying down and like looked across and they were like, you're in our seats, and we're like, oh, fuck's sake. So we had
Did
to
you go showcase Linwood, Noah?
Yeah, I got my steps in, mate.
Like, oh, you walked there?
Yeah, I walked there and back. I got in at like
Easy
fucking
peak
10. The
and
movie started at 4:30.
me.
How many steps was that?
To be fair, it was only like an hour and 10 minutes there and an hour and 10 minutes back. So it was all right.
I'm gonna need to walk in these things to get
Yeah,
Princess down for this bed.
it was sound to be fair. Um, I didn't realize the Extreme Gym was right there. Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry for Spotify listeners. Josh is walking.
go jump, go jump.
I can't go. I'm connected to the cables, so I can't actually go.
Why is she not allowed on the bed?
No, she wants down from the bed. Come
Why
on.
can she not jump?
No, she's a
She's
little old dog with one eye. She's 16 now.
What's
Yeah.
happening with the car, Josh?
The jag. I can't fucking get up. All the air is in the very bottom of these. So the injector decided to go again. That's what happened earlier on in the year, and it's happened again. But it happened at such bad timing because it was when the specialists were full. This was like mid-December, and they stopped on the 18th or something, and they were full up until that point, and then they were off for 2 weeks for Christmas, and then I've had to wait till the start of January. So not drove it for 4 weeks. I've went and got it put in there, chatted to the guy. There's a common fault on Jaguars, the Y pipe. It holds like everything kind of together in the middle. They've made it plastic for some reason, so I want to get that sorted. The injector sorted, and I was thinking about all the injectors to bulletproof them, and then there's a slight oil leak, so I wanted to get that sorted. But I think with all the injectors, the Y pipe and the oil leak, it would be like 5 grand, and I really don't want to spend that. So I'm only getting the one
You
injector
always
done.
have issues. Do you like this? Isn't me having a dig. Do you think that the reason that you have a lot of issues with cars is because you mod them? Like you try and like
No,
it is, isn't it?
somewhat.
Yeah. Is it really?
Now, this is the thing. Injectors and Y pipe are very common on Jaguars, whether you modify them or not. Like, yes, it probably brings it on a little bit more. You're asking more of the car, is demanding a little bit more from it. But injectors, like, it's because it's an earlier one, and they seize up because the water gets in through the bonnet vents. They move the bonnet vents in the later models. So mine just isn't positioned right. When the water gets into them, they can seize a little bit. So yeah, bit frustrating, but we'll see. I go away to Krakow on Thursday, so 2 days time. I don't think I'll have it back before then, so it'll be like a good 5 weeks without driving it, which is a bit of a shame, but I'm excited to get back to it. It'll be good.
Going to be freezing in Krakow.
It will. And I'm going to Zakopane as well.
You're doing the
Like,
salt mines.
yes, doing Auschwitz as well.
Auschwitz, yeah.
I was say Auschwitz is there, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is indeed. So that's how I kind of told Casey about it for a Christmas present. I just photoshopped Casey and I on the train going into Auschwitz. So yeah, we'll be doing that, which will be good. I'm buzzing for it. But yeah, that'll be good.
Sensitive.
Huh?
Nice and sensitive.
Oh,
Might need cut out.
listen, is MD that was in Auschwitz watching this podcast?
Their family members could have been.
You never know. But yeah, we will be going to Auschwitz, going to the salt mines, going to Zakopane, which is like a mountain range 2 hours away. You get a bus there, and it's gorgeous. There's nice thermal baths. You're like up in the snowy mountains, so that'll be very nice. So go away Thursday, back on Sunday, which should be good. But yeah, everything's going well. Training's going well. Business is booming, and excited for 2026 is all pretty much.
How many clients you got on in the early shows?
Couldn't tell you off the top of my head. Maybe four-ish.
How
Maybe
many do you have in total? Do you know?
12. 12 for the season, so that's exciting. We'll see. Like some of them are still like don't know whether they want to do it or not, just commitment wise. But 10 to 12, which is pretty cool.
I think it's one of those, isn't it? Like I said, I always say this, like you can count how many you've potentially got, and then you'll have a couple that you pick up that want to do late shows that you pick up in the early months. They'll have a couple who end up dropping off just because it's not the right time and stuff like that. I think like there's probably no point in going, oh, I've got X amount at the start of the year.
Yeah.
One, doesn't fucking matter. What matters is how well they do and the results that you get and how they look on stage, rather than just how many you have on stage. But also like I think a lot of coaches will get into that headspace of like, I want X amount of people on stage, and then just force their clients to compete when they're either not ready or the client's not really wanting to, and you're then like trying to push them to do it, in which case they're not going to really adhere or enjoy the prep. So yeah, I think for any like young coaches out there who want to get clients on stage, like be patient. Like it will happen when the time's right, and
Yeah.
let the client decide when they want to compete. Obviously, you can put the idea out there. Be like, look, mate, what are your thoughts? I think you'd be at a point where you're ready or you're competitive or it's your last year as a junior, that kind of thing. But yeah, I think a lot of people are more bothered about how many people they have on stage. It's like we say before, like how many clients do you have? Doesn't fucking matter. What matters is how well are you coaching those clients and what results are you getting with those clients and
Yeah.
what's the feedback that you're getting from those clients, like that kind of
Also
thing.
depends on how long you've been posting like that content for as well. Like I've got no doubts, Noah, with you prepping this year, with you, getting very good shape with that. I assume we posting more content about prep. Next year for you, you'll have a good fucking bunch of people on stage. Like I definitely think how long you've put out that content for or who you prioritize your content towards and stuff like that. You're kind of niche in a sense. Like I've been posting a lot more about, like prep stuff over the past say year, like just when Brandon was competing, Petru was competing, obviously those results and talking about that a lot more, and then it's brought on a lot more competitive guys. And again, like when you bring somebody on board, it doesn't mean that they're going to be competing the next year. You'll have a lot of clients that are competing in 2 to 3 years' time. So it's like it doesn't just happen instantly, and you're like, oh, they're going
That's
to be
when
great.
that's the best.
Yeah,
Like when you have a client that you see from like not like a complete beginner sometimes, but like almost they've got an inkling of like, oh, I might compete. Like, let's just see how I grow and improve, and then they fucking make loads of progress in like 2 3 years, and then they're stepping on stage
means
and they're
more to you as
really
well,
fucking
doesn't it?
good. Like,
Yeah.
look at Brand. Like, I know obviously I've like just posted about Brandon yesterday and Tom the day before, but like especially Brandon, like doesn't look great in those first shots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tom was still quite big. You could see like he just needed to learn to pose and get lean and make sure he still maintained muscle, and he obviously built muscle along the way beforehand. But like Brandon didn't look great in those first checking shots. Like it's pretty cool to see that that's like
The turnaround time,
a
yeah, a
year
year
and a
and a half.
half or so. Yeah,
Yeah, it's crazy.
like yeah, not a bit over a year and a half.
That's
Like
mad.
that's a bit of a mental one, but like still, even like anything close to that is fucking
Yeah,
cool.
you never know. Like especially with certain clients, like they come on board and they've got good genetics, but when they actually fucking log in a little
Like
bit, you're
with
like,
you,
ah.
like you
Yeah, we
didn't.
were discussing that on the map
Oh,
when we were on
yeah.
the
Beyond
beyond the
the
process.
process.
Yeah. Yeah, again, like my body works well for that. I was talking about how like I could very easily compare myself because we're talking about should you compete, should you not, like when's deciding the right time to go. Like if I was constantly looking at everyone else because in the off season I don't look good, I'm not overly strong, and I would just been like I'm never ready to compete. But when you were just like let's fucking go for it, built up a good relationship, and I worked really really hard. I was able to do what I done in 2023. So like that's cool. You never know when that's going to happen, but when you have, like, let's say with Brandon Doherty as well, like I've coached him since he was a young, skinny, fucking 12-year-old looking guy, He looked so young, he was so small, had very little muscle, and like I'd kind of taught him how to actually train, and we trained together and everything. It just meant that little bit more, which is cool. So I've still got plenty of people that are going to be like that for 2027 and stuff as well. But yeah, it's going to be a good year. I'm excited for it. No, you've got. I actually don't know. Is it Cathal? Cathal? Like how?
Yeah, I get told off in the first video I sent
Is
to
it Cahill?
Catal. I think
Is it
Cathal.
because in Ireland we would pronounce it Cahill? You don't
Yeah,
pronounce
Cathal or Cathal.
you don't pronounce the T.
Cahill.
Cahill. Yeah.
Carl, is it
Yeah.
just call him Carl?
Call him wheat
Cahill,
and bread.
Cahill.
So what? This is the lad you've got.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
He's gonna do the early shows. He just got started with prep on like the 29th of December. So, mate, things are moving well. He's got a posing lesson with Matt coming in this week.
Nice.
He's got pretty good size on him already, but this will be his first opportunity of ever competing. So in the earlies, and then I'll have some people in the back end of the year as well. I've got Yanis and then Andre over in Romania doing men's physique. But
Brilliant.
that's definitely something I want to try and see if I'm. To be fair, I probably will end up noticing a few extra
Yeah, I was
clients
going to
for
say
me
that.
starting to branch into that because I definitely I don't know if I've set like I want to pursue men's physique now Like I think
Yeah.
from knowing my legs just aren't, my knees aren't getting any better, and knowing that my body's starting to fit the division more, I'm now aligning myself with, okay, I want to do men's physique. That's where I want to be now, and I think that working with clients that enjoy men's physique as well, I'm really enjoying it because I'm obviously a little bit more in that environment. And obviously,
I really enjoy coaching men's physique.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because
like
you don't need to dig them as much.
Yeah, it's easier.
no, literally because partly that, but also partly because like the exact realistically within natural bodybuilding, I feel like if you're not careful, it's very easy when you're chasing that extra bit of conditioning through the glutes and the hamstrings to just kind of let the physique just run away, and it's like, oh, you just look worse and worse, and then it's like fuck, like trying to like play catch up, and that's difficult. That doesn't really happen in men's physique because you don't need to search for that. You know what I mean? Like you're not trying to get striated glutes. You're not trying to get, feathered quads. Like I was saying to you in your check-in, Noah, like you're not miles off stage condition now. Like yeah, you're not there, but you're not miles off. If you were doing bodybuilding, yeah, you're quite a bit off. But
Yeah.
for men's physique, you're not miles off. And you can kind of stay a bit fresher. And
I was gonna say you stay bubblier, more
it's like a more
impressive, like that
enjoyable
look.
prep. And it's
There's so
less
many freaks in
for a
men's physique as well.
coach,
It's fun to be able to, yeah.
it's
'Cause
less sort of I don't like having to fucking bury people if they need it to try and get into condition. You know what I mean? I don't like seeing people fucking feeling horrendous at the end of a prep. And sometimes, as much as you don't want that to happen, it can happen. If you're trying to get into legit, like ridiculous condition, nobody feels incredible. Like people can pretend they do, but you don't. Like it's pretty fucking hard. But like for men's physique, you know, even when you look fucking peeled, like Shay, like don't get me wrong, Shay still had to work hard and he was still very fucking lean, but he was very fucking lean for men's physique because one, because his legs aren't big enough to like have that level of detail and stuff. But like even like Josh Croggan and stuff, like and Jovan, they're lean and like guarantee their quads. Like Jovan put a post up with Zach and his quads are lean, very lean, but he's not. I guarantee they're not bothered about that. They're not trying to search for that. They're not trying to get his glutes in. You know what I mean? So you can just stay fresher and yeah, I quite
I
like
can't
that.
remember who I was talking to about this, but Kez's name got brought up, and obviously Kez is doing men's physique, and he's going to do a little bit of classic as well.
this is when I asked Kez, like, why don't you do it? So,
And this is the difficulty that he's got, where he wants to be perfect for his men's physique shows because obviously he's going down. Well, he's got his WNBF pro card, so he's going to be doing pro shows. Wants to do his best in those, but he's also going to be going down the two bros naturals route. But then for him to then get into the required condition for classic, he'll have to push a little bit more. There's that potential to lose a little bit through the upper body. And I think even in terms of like the timings of the show or shows, it could be at the point where he's ready for his men's physique shows like 2 months before his classic one. And then he has to dig to get that condition. But the shows are going to be at the same time or similar time. So something might actually take a
yeah,
hit.
it's
And it's
hard
just
to have the
what you
best of
want.
both worlds. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Most people store a lot of their body fat, glutes, hamstrings. Like it's the hardest part
He
to get
does,
in.
like, because they're just
Exactly.
naturally weaker body parts, but they hold a lot more body fat.
So
He's
you're
never
not
seen
having to
them like
make
dug
your
out.
upper body die and, again, like digging yourself too hard and feeling like shit. Like, not again that it's easy, like a men's physique prep, but it'll be a little bit more fun, coming out of it. You'll be in
It
less
is
of a
easier.
less
I'm
of a
more than
fucked
happy to
position.
say like
Yeah,
it's
it's easy,
100%.
easier, but it's not easy.
No, it's
You know
not
what I'm
easy.
saying? Yeah, of course. But like it's just you can have a bit more fun with that. You can stay a bit more alive and know you'll not just be like a wee zombie traveling about Japan. You'll still be able to
You'll be
have
able to
some
walk
life to
about
you.
Japan and not worry about your leg detail.
Yeah, that's like with Shay again. Like, obviously, I'm relating it to Shay because he's like the men's seat guy that I had this season. And it's like, even like in a peak week, like you just keep the steps a bit higher. It helps them uptake more food and digestion's better because you're not bothered if their legs are a bit fatigued or inflamed. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, so yeah, it is good.
That'll work for me though, because like I'm
You
still on
like steps, like,
step. I fucking love steps. And if I'm gonna be in South Korea for 2.5 weeks, I'm not just gonna be sat there on one step a day, mate. I'm gonna like move around a bit and see what's going on. So again, if I can, my legs are a little bit more inflamed. It's not like I'm trying to get them dug in. So
Remember when I was in Romania, Finn, for the IMBA Universe? Casey and I went to go get the shopping that we needed, and it just turned out that it was a giant like Costco type of thing, and it was impossible to find anything. So we're walking up and down, up and down, up and down. I've got 9K steps. Checked in the next morning. It was like so flat, looked terrible. Like my lower body was just so flat, fatigued and everything. We're like, fuck, let's just from going and getting the shopping done. And
Yeah.
it's like it does take away from it, and you can't enjoy it as much. Like we did go to the spa to kind of try offset that, but we couldn't really do it through the lower body. So yeah, I think it will be good for you, especially, as you say, being away and being in foreign countries and not having to be like limited quite as much. Even Vegas, when I competed, you guys would go do other stuff, and I just had to kind of stay in because it was like, oh, there's no point in going and getting more steps. You need to keep yourself off your feet.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
That was only for like a couple of days though, wasn't it? Then after the show, you're able to enjoy it a bit more.
Yeah, get kicked out of the casino straight away.
Yeah, we
Because
tried.
I did look about 13 years old once again.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
officer, I'm 19. Is that not legal? He was like, nah, it's 21. And he was like, that's Kansas, that it's 18. And I was like, oh, sorry, I get mixed
Thought
up.
I was in Kansas.
Yeah. I didn't know, man. Sorry.
Always make that mistake.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, as I say, it's going to be a good year. I had a wee glamp pod. I think I mentioned that in the last one. Casey and I stayed in. I was telling Finley today, while in the gym, the shower was fucking terrible. I was like, when you've just finished a piss and just that little dribble was coming out, that was the shower.
Mate,
Just
that's
that.
what I've got every day.
But it was like there
You
was no
learn to love it.
control over whether it was hot or whether it was cold. It would be piping hot to the point where
Yeah.
like I was getting burnt and it was actually like scalding me.
How good is it when you after you've had that, when you actually have a good shower? It's like the best thing.
So Josh, when I was over for the pit stop thing, and
Yeah.
me and you, we went back to your house, and you were
Yeah,
like, you can shower here because Noah's shower wasn't working.
yeah.
Um,
That's a good
mate,
shower
I
to be fair.
stood in that shower for literally about 15 minutes, just getting blasted. Like I must have got like third-degree burns or something from it because I hadn't had hot water in so long. It was
Yeah,
incredible.
that Finley was saying like in his uni accommodation, it's just like lukewarm. He's like, it's not cold, it's not warm, it's just kind of in the middle. And it was like when he went back home for Christmas, it was fucking luxury, mate. It was like I could actually shower and enjoy it. And that's why, because he just showered at the end, like in JP's. I was like, you shower here? And he was like, "Well, when I can, because it means I can actually have an enjoyable
I
shower."
just feel like those things, like they're the things that you just shouldn't compromise on. You know what I mean? Like if your shower's not good, like you need to sort it or like
You
move.
can't do anything about it though, can you?
Yeah,
It's not,
I
Student house is not my house.
yeah, it's not in your control.
But I think it teaches you so much about like mental fortitude and enjoying the small
More
things.
so about like, oh mate, I used to do cold showers in the morning. I loved them until I just started getting ill all the time, so I had to fuck them off. But like, wake up and like, I'd get it hot, and I'm like, "Ah, I'm enjoying this," and I just decide at one point, fuck you, Josh, and like straight round to the freezing cold. Need to hit like a crab most muscular so that I'm not like dying. Right in the cold shower, 15 seconds, done. Like for the first half hour of the day, right after that,
Yeah,
I'm like
like
buzzing,
yeah.
honestly, going about, and it's such a positive start to the day. I was speaking to Chrissy Canavan, Noah, but the boys maybe don't. Chrissy, powerlifter, we've known for quite some time. He works for his dad's. His dad supplies coal, and Chrissy does a lot of the manual labor outside with the coal bags, and it is really, really difficult. He does Amazon deliveries on the side, but like just from being in college and stuff and having a normal job, and he was in Morrison's, he was like going to the coal yard and doing that instead. It makes me just appreciate everything else so much more. It was like because it's so difficult, it's so fucking miserable in the moment. When I go home for a shower, it's like the best thing ever. I'm like, I'm so grateful for this. It does make you more grateful for when things are a little bit better, when you have stuff like that, and just the little things, I appreciate them a little bit
Like
more.
you can't appreciate or you can't enjoy the highs without having the lows. It's
yeah,
pretty much like putting
Exactly.
yourself not through like miserable things, but those little things where you don't have the best shower, you don't have the best bed and stuff like that. When you then maybe go away and to a nice hotel and stuff, you appreciate all those things so much more.
Yeah, and even again, it's not just like when you go away and experience that thing, but better. But when you've got other stuff in your life that is nice, that is a bit more kind of comforting, and like it makes you appreciate that so much more as well. Yeah, that is good.
I remember both the places that I stayed in, my share house and my apartment, they didn't have any hot water. in the showers. So I was doing cold showers every fucking day. And I remember when I went to that mad sex hotel, they had a hot shower, and I was just stood there and
And
for about an hour. It was so good. It was the the. Did I tell you that story about the big Santa Claus out the front of it?
no,
Oh mate, right. So
Santa Claus at a sex hotel.
oh, it's fucking. So this is. I went to Kumamoto and there was no like Airbnbs or anything because Kumamoto is like a small city on this like smaller island off of the main coast of Japan.
Yep.
So I went down there because that's where like there's a bunch of statues that I wanted to go and visit to, but I only had like 18 hours there. So the second I landed, I went straight into the city and started adventuring around. And there was no normal hotels or anything, so I had to get a love hotel, which in Japan, every fucking fifth building's a love hotel. You rent it by the hour, pump someone for the hour, then walk straight back out. Or
Sounds great.
mate, it's mental. So they'll have like a room rental rate, which is like 30 minutes, 60 minutes, or you can book it for like 3 hours or X amount of time.
What about 1 minute? That's all we need.
Yeah.
Do you do increments of five by any chance?
You do like 12 seconds or something.
Um, so the only place I could find was called, I think it was the Merry Christmas Hotel, or the All Christmas Hotel, and I was like, where the fuck is this place? I'm carrying my luggage around, and it's down this back alley, and there's just this Santa, like that's this big Santa statue, all in white. I'm like, where the fuck am I going? So I'm in the waiting room, and there's a big piano, and I'm trying to like get in early, and she's like, no, you can't get check in early, you have to wait. So I'm sat there in this corridor for 40 minutes. I kid you not, you just see these Japanese couples go in, 20 minutes later, come back out and just go on about their day. I'm like, they've just pumped and
Imagine
walked
that
straight
just
back
being
out.
like out for the day, just like, oh, you're a shag.
What you
Just
hope?
jump in there for 20 minutes, then crack on about your
We'll
day.
go to the Merry Christmas Hotel.
Yeah.
So I got into the room, and mate, it was unreal. But there was, I say it was unreal. There was a spunk stain on one of the covers. That was unreal.
Nice.
But I remember the bathroom was so like fancy. The apartment I was staying in was really small, and the bath was really cramped. Finn, do you remember when I used to take the photos in the corridor of that apartment?
Yeah.
And it was like really cramped in. I'm sat trying to do a fucking lat spread, my elbows are hitting the sides. There was like a tiny bathtub, and because everything's made really small, you're like crouching over
Yeah.
and it's freezing. So I go in and it's like an open plan wet room. And I'm basically just like lying in this marble floor, just like, oh, this is so nice. They actually heated up. And I went back into the bedroom, mate. These places are so weird. I put on, have you, Matt, you'll probably know more, and actual Finn might as well. You know, Filthy Fellas, the podcast. It was like, oh, what's his name? Specs Gonzalez, Miles. It's like the football podcast.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
I know what one you mean. Oh.
I put that on like this big screen, and all of a sudden I'm like, I'm gonna get myself comfy. So I put my head back, and what the fuck is that? So I pulled out, and all of a sudden there's just this random box, and I open up the box, and there's a second-hand vibrator that's been sat there for people to use. Like they make a second-hand vibrator just waiting for someone if they wanted to use it with like condoms. I'm like, oh, where the fuck am I?
I just
So
want to watch this
I left
football
the Merry
podcast.
Christmas Hotel quite soon after.
That was wild. So do you stay the night there, or do you literally just shower?
Yeah, I stayed the night because I flew from there to Osaka, and that was where. Did I tell the story on this podcast? Or was the other one I had that really like autistic Australian guy next to me, who was like breathing down my face on the plane. Did I tell you
Mhm.
about that? Was that Anigans maybe? All right, I'll tell you another story.
Crack on.
So going from Kumamoto to Osaka is like 40 minutes in a flight. But it's like a really small airport. There's not that many flights that go across the country. So we were walking around, and I think I'm like the only white person in this airport. So I'm like, all right, nice, cool. It's quite quiet. I go and sit down, and all of a sudden there's this it's just like autistic, not autistic, but like you can tell he's got one of those like hyper fixations on one thing, like I love trains, or like I love buses or something like that.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he's like standing at the front of the queue, and everyone's been waiting. I'm like, he's probably on the same flight as me. I've got a funny feeling here. I'm like, okay. two white boys, cool. We're out here. So I go and we're walking towards this flight. It's a really like dodgy plane. Like it's
Oh,
a
small
fart would
town.
blow over, yeah. So we're walking up to it and I'm like, okay, no one sat next to me, cool. Then all of a sudden this guy's walked in and like plopped himself next to me, and it's only like two seats, two seats. I'm at the window, he's here, and he's got his big fucking DSLR camera. And I'm like, oh, you're right, mate. How are you? He's like, he's from Australia, and all of a sudden, the second we
What
took
was
off,
his accent like?
oh, good day, mate. Yeah. But all of a sudden, the second he took off, right? No fucking care for personal space. Imagine this is the window, right? And I'm here, I'm here. All of a sudden, he's went and goes like this. Basically sat looking through the window, breathing down. I'm like, excuse me, I'm trying to just sit down normally. He just sat there with his camera to I mean, going mental for it. And then I was like asking him questions, and he was just like, I don't want to like tell you my information. I was like, do you post this on Instagram? Do you do this? Uh,
Crazy work.
Mate, but would not get out my fucking way. But
Uh,
then we almost did make the plane. You know, whenever I was telling Matt and Finn, whenever we went to PC Ireland, you know, whenever you fly over the Irish Channel,
Belfast lost for
it's
a bit
like,
there.
Yeah, it's horrible.
mate, the flight driver, whoever the
the
pilot,
flight driver.
Oh no.
The flight driver. Incredible, Noah. Incredible.
It wouldn't
oh,
even be the flight, it would be the plane driver. The flight-
fuck the story, mate. Fuck the story.
It was like see when we flew to LA, the plane was fucking dead. No one there. Like even on the way back, there was still loads and loads and loads of space. I fell asleep in a row to myself, perfect, and I've got all my stuff sat there. I just wake up and there's this guy sat next to me. What the fuck are you doing? Like the plane had took off. No one was
Weird.
sat next to me. I woke up and there was a guy just sat next to me. Oh, what
What,
the
when we went?
fuck? Yeah, on the way back. On the
Oh,
way
I
back
wasn't
from
there.
it.
I was on the
Oh,
other
you
one.
wouldn't have been there, yeah. So I was bursting for a piss, and this guy's fell asleep as well. And I'm like, I don't want to fucking wake him up. That's a bit horrible. So I'm
Yeah.
sat there bursting for a piss, and I fell back asleep, and I wanted to get up to move my legs about and everything, so I wasn't holding too much water. But I've got like 8 melatonin tablets by this point, and I'm like, I need to get to sleep. So I fell asleep, woke up, and I was like, right, I'm going to get up and move my legs about. I'm going to do the toilet. And I've woke up with this guy next to me. So I then just went back to sleep. I was like, fuck you. I went back to sleep, woke up, and we're pretty much landed. And looked down at my ankles, big fat fucking watery mess because I've not been able to get up, be able to move at all. This guy just kind of look at him, he gets up and moves, and I'm just like, why do you need to do that? He was clearly in his own row, in his own seat, and has just decided, I'm gonna go sit in that same row as that guy and just sleep there.
You while she was sleeping, mate.
Nah, devil. Woke up with just spunk all over me. Yeah, standard.
I didn't bring a pity for
Yeah. Do we want to cover quickly any valuable topics or, we're speaking about maybe
Talk
pushing,
about what the flight driver's called.
the
yeah,
fight.
flight drivers. We should delve into flight drivers a little bit more. They're thinking about bulking, pushing body weight up, how fat everyone got. We did speak about, we done the episode about the worst meals that we had in our dirty bulks.
Hmm.
I think people actually enjoyed that.
I
Just
think people could relate to it because we were all kind of like I imagine the majority of people had either just got into the industry or had been in for a couple of years and they were like getting into training and they were just like, well, can't go to the shops, we've got fuck all food, can't go to the gym. So just creating the most outrageous meals and being like, yeah, there's protein in that, it's sweet, but it's like 50 grams of fat.
yeah, it's trace
I
protein.
I prepped through lockdown, so like everything was like I honestly don't remember
Yeah, but
lockdown.
you were like already into bodybuilding by that point. Like
Yeah,
you had sites to compete and stuff. I was just wanting to get big, play Fortnite and get strong. So like my goals weren't quite as big and therefore just munched Mars bar ice creams all day. Perfect.
they are banging to be fair.
And that's how that happened. That's a legit bowling ball. That is
How old are you
crazy.
there?
17 maybe?
Really?
Yeah,
Were you with Casey at that point?
Been
yeah,
with Casey since she was like 13 or something, no?
yeah. So I
You
was
dog
with,
with a 13-year-old.
Oh.
yes, mate.
Oh, Josh.
So
Do you
I
know
was
what you look
doing.
like in that photo? Have you seen the photo of the dog that got stung by a bee? Hold on.
I can imagine what it looks like. Look at me. I'm doing a wee YouTube video like my fitness and bodybuilding journey. Look at that seatbelt back then with the Sidemen top on.
Yeah.
Get a seatbelt before it was a thing.
Get your photo up. I swear that's the same.
Give me a second. Identical. And then the other side of it was that.
Oh, you look like you've not got a cold spoon in your house.
Yeah, it's horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. So
I
that
don't think
was
my face ever got that bad on prep. It was just my neck completely went. I
it's just
just
I had
put
the
Jesus.
in
world's
the
skinniest and
pin,
longest neck.
you know the pin emoji? That was me. Whereas like for the location, that was me for a solid fucking 3 months.
That was me like a no, that was me maybe 2 years before the fat photo. Like just skin and bone.
Shredded, mate.
Nothing there. Hey, look at that. I should have posted that on TikTok at the time. I had a tricep it.
That's outrageous. Like,
That was 6 months into training, I think. So
Mental, innit?
I had a good response and then I just got really fat, which was great. Give me my fucking little stupid stringer on. I made that out of a top that was too small for me and like folded it and cut it all up and I kicked about in it and being a pure Ziz worshipper.
It's quite good.
Brilliant. But yeah,
So what
definitely
we're gonna
don't
say? Go
get as fat as that. Please don't.
on. Yeah, we were gonna
Yeah,
talk about it, weren't we? Saying like how far do you actually need to push your off season? But I mean, we have rambled on for a while. Why don't we should make it? We could make it another episode.
Yeah, because this one's not been that serious.
Yeah, we'll
We've
make
talked
this
about plane
This one we'll
driving,
just call this flight drive.
flight driving.
yeah. This can be a brain rot episode, and then we'll get into some good, valuable content in the next one.
Yeah, like well, in the next one, because obviously I think it's maybe a bit of a hot topic, maybe not, but like I feel like people at the minute are talking about like you don't need to be in a surplus to gain muscle and like is bulking dead, that kind of thing. So we could talk about that and like how far you need to push it and whether or not it's worth pushing it more when you're young and the almost like anecdotal evidence of like the fucking biggest and strongest and some of the best bodybuilders, they've probably pushed it quite far at some points in their career, like that kind of thing.
Yeah. Like I hadn't diet or cut for the first 3 years of my training, and obviously it made me a big chunky boy, but it did build up all the foundations for me to be able to compete at a young age as well. But people are scared to do that. Or what's the guy? He's insufferable because he's such a prick. Is it Paul Carter? The
Noah's face, I know what I was gonna say.
huh?
I know as soon as you said that, Noah's face lit up, and I was waiting for him to say someone's name.
So
Yeah, I
Paul
know who you mean,
Carter.
but yeah,
He's like, yeah, you don't need to bulk and this and that, and he's given all these information for training, and then he posts his weekly cheat meal, and it's like a legit 10,000 calories. He eats a big giant pizza. He gets like a big bake cookies thing and eats like a full family size thing to himself. And then he goes and munches multiple Ben and Jerry's, and then he's got loads of donuts and this and that. I'm like, mate, how are you giving anyone nutritional advice or what to do with gaining phases, diet phases when you're doing that on a weekly basis? Like, what the fuck? But people are giving it, you just need to maintain and the surplus. Like that's the thing. I actually kind of, depending on what people are saying, it kind of aligns with what we say in the sense of, you don't need to be gaining a kg per week. People when they think about bulking or when I thought about bulking when I was younger, I was like, right, if I don't get a kg a week, I've failed. I've not put on enough weight.
literally just get as big and strong as you can in it
Yeah.
when you like think
I
about
thought body weight correlates to muscle and strength, and it's just all I need to put on body weight, but it's just being more controlled with that. Like your surplus doesn't need to be as big, and you control it more. But again, we can go into that in detail a little bit more in the next one, definitely. But yeah, a good episodes of just chatting absolute jobby. Hopefully, you've all enjoyed it. I feel like these are a little bit more not enjoyable, but people just do like listening to even stuff like this. I know we think there might not be as much value and stuff like that, but it's good just to chat shit, and it's nice to listen to that as well when you're used to listening to so much serious bodybuilding podcasts too. So yeah, please do like, subscribe if you did enjoy sharing your stories. As always, please do. And peace out, motherfuckers. Goodbye.